We would just drink all night and then throw on a tunic and storm the castle the next day. Pretty awesome. I should sign up for one of your seminars, for one of your programs, you know? We're not going to have as much time to say goodbye as you're going to wish that we did. I know that sounds grim, and it's not really, progressive or passive parenting. I get that. But I just want them to feel the value of time.
I had the privilege of reading a book, loved it, The Book of Sheen.
Oh,
you
thank
guys,
you.
Yeah, up for The Book of Sheen. We're going to give copies out. Say yes, The Book of Sheen. Woo, cover.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
let me just add,
Please.
just because you've seen the doc doesn't mean that you don't need to read the book.
yes, yes.
There's a lot of shit in the book that's not in the doc that I think is worthy of your time and energy. So,
And if
thank you.
if I had the privilege, and I couldn't recommend it more, and if I had the privilege of sitting and chatting with Mr. Sheen alone, I would ask him 600 questions I'm not going to ask him here, because I think they would be so fun and fascinating to like dig into, in just a completely joyful, voyeuristic way. But that wouldn't serve you or Mr. Sheen this moment. So
I appreciate that.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to venture to guess all these folks do as well.
Yes.
Yes.
But I can tell you this, if you've done something that you could look back on and go, oh my God, I cannot believe I did that. Raise your hand and say yes. Yes. If you've done like 50 of those things, say yes. Yes. So I would love to compete with you someday for who has done more stupid and crazy things. So, and I think I might beat you. So
Wow.
yeah, I really think that.
Them's fighting words.
Yes, let's go. So I could tell you a couple right now that you go, dude, like really? I think you got me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So for everybody, for real, we're in this beautiful place of like unconditional love with boundaries. We talk about this a lot, Charlie in the Space of Unblinded, because it's really funny when people are like, could you believe they did that? And before we ever say they did that, it's like, what did we do? And how much do we squander? How much do we screw up? And the net effect of anybody's life is, to me, what I'm hoping to look at and be inspired by. So we said it before you came out. I don't know if you could hear us back there, but just acknowledging you for the transcendent level of impact you've created and all these beautiful things you've done. And what was fascinating for me in the book was when you dug into, in your childhood, I think it was you lived in the Philippines at some point during the filming of Apocalypse Now. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you share, like, what was it like? And it was in the book. It was so beautiful. Imagine, like, Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Sheen as father. Like, they're living in a foreign land. I'm sure in the book outlines certainly the advanced level of your emotional intelligence, your presence to a different world because of your dad. And so, but what was it like during that time? I thought it was so beautiful in the book, and there was some challenging moments, certainly for your dad, the family, other folks that were engaged in behavioral eccentricities in the world. Like, what would you want us to know about that, and what did it mean to you, including nothing? And like every question I'm here is only if you think there's something valuable for you and the group. But what was that like? Apocalypse Now in the Philippines, and I think you were 14 when that was. Is that right?
No, I was 10.
10. I'm sorry. Okay.
I was 10. Yeah, and I was there so long that I turned 11.
Got it.
Because the joke on the set about the title was that they were starting to call it Apocalypse Never. And so yeah, I mean, Francis threw a party one day to celebrate 1 million feet of film being shot.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Because we had traveled with Dad to a lot of his other locations, but you still felt like we were still, close enough to home to that help was always, just over the knoll, and. But in the Philippines, we knew that I think I describe it in the book as an entirely unexampled culture. We didn't know what we were getting into, and the film had to overcome so many obstacles and so many hurdles from natural disasters to a very intense health crisis that my dad went through. He had a heart attack making the movie.
Wow.
Right, but then recovered and still went and killed Kurtz. So talk about an example of an absolute badass, right? That's a lot to live up to. But yeah, no, it's interesting. And the reason I spend a lot of time in the Philippines on Apocalypse in the book, is just because it was in a formidable, transitional time for me, and yeah, I kind of surrendered it at one point that's pretty much where we were just going to be living, that we just put Malibu in our rear view and it was just Manila or bust, but yeah, I mean, it's difficult to really describe things, just in a different way than I already did on the page, and that's not like a cheap trick to say, well, now, obviously you have to read the book to get the real story. But it's, what I also think about with Apocalypse is then, 10 years later, going back to that same faraway land to do Platoon, which is, and narrate it. And if you think about the odds of that happening, like the son of the guy a decade later does his own Vietnam saga and narrates it. That's, I mean, what would you place the odds of that happening?
Yeah.
I like the age of the universe squared, right? So I knew, and I don't really write a lot in the book about, the thematic or the emotional connections between, those two movies. I think you saw, I think you felt this reading the book
Yes.
or the audiobook or however that happened with, that I don't want to tell the reader how they're supposed to feel about the things that I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
And that's a fine line that you have to walk sometimes.
And if I could, so
Sure.
Thank you for going right
Didn't
there.
answer any part of your question.
You certainly
None
did.
of it.
Right.
No, that
Certainly
what I just laid out was useless.
not even.
It was
not
useless. Yeah.
Even, not even remotely.
Sorry about that.
Not even remotely. Not even remotely. Because that's exactly where I was going.
Okay.
Was the intersection of Apocalypse Now and Platoon.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
cool.
Yeah, and I had our AI agents helping prepare. I did, and what that would have been like, and we don't need to go into this in this moment, but you, your dad, the meaning, the possibility, and I'm definitely not trying to manufacture emotional moments. I won't do that. So, but yes, the size of the universe squared, the possibility of these two iconic films in the history of our nation depicting its deepest, greatest, darkest struggles in war, and Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen being in these just preposterously impactful movies. Am I hearing you correctly?
What was the last thing you said?
Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, absolutely.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, there's a feedback loop.
oh, sorry about that. Yeah,
No,
so
it's
much time
fine.
to work on
It's
that.
fine. Yeah.
So, your transition from the Philippines into and through your high school years, you have your the 8 camera. What is that called? The
Super 8.
Super 8 camera. Rob Lowe, Sean Penn, filming, friendship, movies, things. How is that transition from like childhood into film? I mean, I think you were in your first film was it 9 with your dad that you had an appearance in something? Or am I wrong about that?
No, that is correct. Yeah, it was a movie of the week called The Execution of Private Slovak.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then the progression into your film career. And actually, before we go there, what now is the ultimate mission? you're here, you're everywhere currently. You're impacting the book, the Netflix documentary. What's the ultimate why behind it? I mean, of course, there's financial abundance, right? And there's generating value, but what's the meaning, the purpose, and from like this day to the end, if anything? Because like some people, I ask that question to, they'll say, just kind of live each day and trying to be happy and fulfilled. Cool.
Sure.
But is there this larger why that drives your heart, your soul? Please.
Well, the larger why, as far as this moment right now, with the doc, with the book, and incidentally, two projects that weren't planned to happen simultaneously. They just timed out that way. But I'm grateful that they did, because I'm seeing it as an opportunity, not so much as a comeback, but as a reset, just where, because there's still, there's a lot of people that may only remember me as the guy, in a freaking bowling shirt or screaming winning, and so it's important for me that with this amount of exposure, and all of it positive, doing so many appearances, that people just get a sense that the guy is not insane. He kind of, wandered off the res for about 3 or 4 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was highly publicized. And that's all on me. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't know that there was a camera, you know what I'm saying? But so no, so it's a really cool moment for me right now to just deal with so much from my past, and stuff that people knew, and other stuff that I've revealed that nobody knew, and just to kind of push everything, just present it in a way where you can watch it, you can read it, you can listen to it. And then I feel coming out of this that I can really focus on just moving forward, Thank you.
And yeah, and if I may, and why? Like, so yes, it's first of all, it's so valuable what you're doing.
Thank you.
It really is, because everybody in this room has suffered from times that they've lost center a bit. By the way, Michael Johnson, Michael Smikin, Adam Gugino, Fran Valencia, if we played the audio and video of me in Atlantic City with the episodes for the commercials for the Aspire event, and heard me the entire time, and had the video of my pants being around my ankles as I was screaming and yelling, do you think that the world would think I'm sane? Michael Johnson. Right. So, and I think this is a part of it. Like, you're just on film more, and these things are captured more. And so, I'm curious, in my heart, since you shared this piece, how much do you think this is just people overreact when people are famous, and fundamentally overemphasize a moment of challenge that they themselves have probably been in their life? Like, so I'm however you relate to is how you relate to it. But whether it's about you or just celebrities, athletes, Hollywood folk, anybody that's caught on camera in a moment, like, how much do you believe, in your heart, that it's just this overstated distortion of reality that the public creates, versus, it's like the human condition? I don't know, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think we're living in a time where everybody's really has a thirst for the next spectacle, but there's more. It feels like there's more of that today, and I think just because it's so easily documented, it. I mean, how many cameras are in this room right now?
True.
over 1,000, right? So, but I think there's another element that comes into play with the amount of attention or the amount of focus that is given to one event or a particular individual. You know, I use myself as an example. I think it had a lot to do with a multi-generational connection that I had built over the years through film, through television, of a relationship, right? That does in some way build a trust between an audience and the person that they're drawn to, the person the talent they're rooting for. So I think there was something in play when I, you know, had that grand departure from all things sane. I think people felt they were curious as hell, but I think they were concerned for my health, but they also felt in a way almost let down, like I had broken some covenant or something that we had spent years developing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That
sure does. Yeah,
okay?
It does. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that was a part of it, which I think is also connected to the reception and the compassion and the love and the excitement that I'm encountering with this return, this this invite that's been extended back into the fold. So yeah, I feel like people have missed me.
Yes. Wes? Amen. So
Thank you.
can I ask,
Thank you.
so
So I'm not wrong in feeling that, right?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
so why?
Why?
I have my own ideas about why people love you and appreciate you and value you, right? Yes. But because and this is part of what we're here to teach, right? Is how people become influential. And these
we're here like trying to teach things.
we are.
Jesus.
Believe it or not. Yes. So if not, I could ask you about that night you wrote about in the book. I'm just kidding. Right. So we are. And what we're
Okay.
looking to do, that's what I do for a living.
I got you.
In a personal law firm, we teach people how they can generate more financial abundance,
Okay.
more time freedom and impact. And so I was on my way to going blind and being broke. I didn't know how to do it. My college baseball career is captain of the team, I was going to get drafted. That I have retinitis pigmentosa, same eye condition as Steve Wynn, quick background. And so I didn't want to go blind and be broke. So I didn't want to be a business person. I wanted to be an athlete. Wasn't going to happen. So I had to figure out how you do things. And all of a sudden discovered marketing and sales were a thing. I was horrified and disgusted because I thought marketing and selling was gross and bad. And I was going to be a high school baseball coach, football coach, but I didn't go blind and be broke and do that. So I had to figure out how to succeed. I went to Ivy League undergrad. I went to law school, and nowhere could I find how to do that. So that was my search. It worked. I created massive freedom, massive financial abundance. In my own little mini way, I became micro famous within certain ecosystems of business and opportunity, which is something I teach. So what we're here to do is to study that. And one of the principles we talk about, and which is a very codified mechanism, like we're a stand for the fact that we're the best in the world in teaching and doing this. I bets out with all kinds of fun people for codification of it, etc. So why I say that is because we all have a level of heroic, unique identity that causes people to be drawn to us. And so how I would describe your heroic, unique identity is that you are incredibly funny, you're brilliant, you're witty, right? You're loving. You've played heroic characters. You died for your brother in Red Dawn. You went for it in Wall Street, lost yourself, violated covenant with your father, refound it. You turned in the true evildoer of the movie, of course, Gordon Gekko. you reset yourself, and then you went into comedy and television and podcasts. I'm sorry, Platoon. So you have all of this various elements of your personality that show your resiliency, your wit, your diversity. So those characteristics are magnetic. Like that's not the same thing that you could say about a number of other mega Hollywood celebrities like yourself, or Muhammad Ali, or Sugar Ray Leonard. These are universal characteristics in the Joseph Campbell's hero's journey that you represent. And as you articulated a moment ago, and then you had your moment where you went off some of those characteristics, went off the track. But of course, the hero's journey is about resiliency. So with the depth of love you've created for yourself, it isn't challenging because you had so much identity, so powerfully magnetized, that in fact, I think people love the comeback even more than they love you staying there the entire time. That's why after Ali lost to Frazier and comes back. So I see some of those elements. I don't see it. They're clearly demonstrating what you're experiencing right now. This is like what we teach here. But what I'm curious about is how you relate to that. Why do you think people love you? And like how you're loved, it's clear. I mean, obvious, right? You walk down the street, people will stop you, they ask for your autograph. You're famous. You're one of the most famous people in America. That's absolutely true. It was true before the last couple of months. It's been true for much of your life. Why do you think that people, I give you some of my thoughts, why do you believe people love you so much? Please.
I think that there's been a consistency that I think folks I think they applaud the fact that I've maintained a level of honesty that has been a through line from right when I started getting the attention and just never betrayed that. If things went sideways or off the rails, whatever, I was always the guy that owned it. I was always the guy that's
here for that.
You know what I'm saying? So thank you. So I think that's a big part of it, because if you look at that specific terrain in my industry, that's not usually the case. People don't usually. They're usually looking to, have a fall guy or some fantastical alibi that nobody believes. So I mean that's just the main thing that comes to mind as far as the why.
And I certainly won't reveal any of the amazing, super interesting, inspiring, funny, crazy moments in the book.
Thank you.
Yes. But
thank you.
It is. And one of the things I didn't see in the book, and maybe I missed it, was you ever blaming anyone. So consistent with what you're just sharing, it seemed that you were always presenting reality, sharing it, accepting responsibility, being so uber transparent. But if anywhere the finger was pointed in the book, it was at yourself. Am I recounting that accurate?
100% you are. 100%. Yeah, because if I blame people, then I'm presenting myself as a victim. And there are no victims in my book. Thank you.
Yeah. So is it also accurate to say that some of the things first of all, do you feel comfortable saying things that you love about yourself or respect about yourself or proud of, these words that are accurate? I don't want to have inaccurate questions. So are the things about yourself that you love and respect and are proud of? Are there those things?
I'm not the best person to rely on for accessing that type of stuff about myself. I see others doing that, and it's nothing that that's not something I'm drawn to, but I do take credit for the accomplishments and the perseverance and the discipline and the focus and the longevity and all that stuff. But I don't ever really think about, you know, that I'm a good guy. I just based on the response of others, I'd like to think that there is a goodness that shines through, just you know, walking around just in my daily life, you know.
But how do you, or not, if you don't mind, relate to the concept of self-love, loving yourself? Like, it doesn't, like how does that statement, like, if somebody in the audience said, or somebody said, hey, I love myself, like, is that, how do you relate to that or not? Just self-love.
I look at it more as, if I'm doing things that I know are really healthy or positive or just, you know, that I'm tapped into a frequency that I thrive inside of, I view that as a form of self-love. You know, but I don't like take inventory at the end of the day or really try to break things down before I engage. You know, it's I should sign up for one of your seminars, for one of your programs. You know,
If you think that we would have a lot of fun, Charlie and I say yes. Okay, so yes, fire at LBI. So, and I am in awe to be sitting here.
Oh, thank you.
I pinch myself by being here.
That's amazing.
It is a blessing. You know,
thank you.
It is. I do thank you for that at the highest level. I do. So, I'm just, you know, a kid that grew up in Jersey City and, you know, born in hospital with living in a house. My parents were divorced. My grandfather was blind. So the thought of being here is a blessing, and it is also, I think, predictable for everybody here to learn how to do that. And that, again, is our work, which you are stand for. And so from that place, you know, and again, I always ask, I don't want to presume things and questions that aren't accurate.
Sure.
But do you ever think about what you'd want to feel and think on your last day, if you're blessed and privileged to know it was your last day, if you were to be spoken of and remembered? Are these things that you do think about, whether it's from a higher vibration, a healthy place, or just no place? Or is it, because I do relate to people sometimes, like, no, like my world, my life is about, you know, I take it every day at a time. I try to live my best day and I keep it right here. Or how, like, what's that all about for you?
How would I want to spend my last day if I knew it was the last day?
No. If you could fast forward to that day,
I see.
What would you want to accomplish between now and then? Or you don't even think that way or feel that way, you know? Is there that for you, and what you want the legacy to be?
I actually fantasize about that more in a comedic setting, that the people that would be in the room, right?
Please.
That I could say to all of them, this is the day that I kept talking about to all of you, that all of that stuff that you know, all of that time that you took from me, for me having to engage in your bullshit, you know, this is the day when I really need that time back, because
that is amazing.
Because, you know, with as much that was absconded with, this wouldn't be the last day. This would probably be my last month, you know.
I hope that I am not in that camp at the end.
No, not even close. No, but I do actually tell my sons, I tell them, you know, we're going to be on my deathbed, and because I'm solving this thing for you again, we're not going to have as much time to say goodbye as you're going to wish that we did. You know, I know that sounds grim, and it's not really, you know, progressive or passive parenting. I get that. But I just want them to feel the value of time. The value of time.
No, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's hear that.
So,
and
and also, I'm not dying in a hospital.
Okay.
I'm not dying in a. I don't
That's
care
amazing.
what's going on health wise.
Where would you want to? Where would you want to die?
I'd be in tropical waters.
Beautiful. What do you like to? What do you like to do for fun?
I'm sorry.
What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, we didn't finish the dying part.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to dying. Yes.
It's really thought this.
Yes, please.
No, I see people. I've seen people I love die in hospitals, and I'm just not. That's a picture I can't paint for myself, you know. So I would go somewhere beautiful with people I cared about and others I'd just met, and just keep an emergency dose of something if it got too painful.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to plan ahead.
Sure. Of
And,
course.
yeah, and just confront it on my terms.
That's awesome.
Even though you're in the moment where it's like the absolute, like the most grand example of not being in control of that moment,
Amen.
But you know what? Yeah, maybe spend a little more energy on the living stuff,
Yes.
on the stuff like right here, right now. And, it like in a situation like today, you never really know what the moment is going to be until you're in the middle of it, But today, I just, I wished I had more time again to have done a little more research, just about, what all of this is. I was given the cliff notes. And given a pretty legit deep dive into you, right? And so and honored to be here and thank you. And it so this is a little bit on the fly, just kind of putting the pieces together. So I'm not going to say I'm totally up to speed right now,
That is entirely intentional.
I'm getting close.
Entirely
Getting
intentional.
close.
Entirely intentional.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
So, and as we draw towards our last few moments together,
Not on the planet, just fucking, just.
yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
Amazing. So, you are amazing.
Oh,
Truly.
thank you.
You see
Thank
the
you.
power of fun and humor and wit. Like you do say yes. So, can I ask this?
Thank you.
What, if anything, was your training in humor? Or was it natural, model? Did you have somebody you looked after and taught, picked up from on screen? Like how would you support these people in gaining some access to a micro fraction of the wit of Charlie Sheen?
Oh gosh, thank you. No, I grew up in a very humor-filled household. My dad is just a jokester, and he'll lead with humor, and then decide based on whatever happens to be next. But no, it was the influences. I grew up on sitcoms. I grew up on the comedic influences of
What were some of your favorites?
like Woody Allen and Mel Brooks, and later on, George Carlin, Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, just like these geniuses, but I always related to the straight man. I had a ton of respect for the person, for the clown or the jester, right? The zany person with handling that part of it. But my favorite character, I'm totally dating myself, on Get Smart is the chief, is
Interesting.
Ed Platt, so, and even if you look at a lot of the comedy that I've done, I'm always the anchor. I'm the guy in the eye of the storm, and everybody else is that maelstrom, that cyclone around me, So that's where I feel comfortable. That's where I feel that I'm much more attracted to the subtlety of humor, and not like in a an intellectual sense, but just in the simplicity of it. If that answers your
100%.
question.
No, thank
Okay.
you. And that's what we're here for. We're here to dig into those types of elements. So thank you. Massively helpful.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, awesome. So, what do you do for fun and enjoyment? Yeah. That was not a joke.
I mean, fun for me is a weird word because there's been so many different definitions of that word, versions, as it were. But then, yeah, what do I do for fun? What do I do for fun? I mean, I don't have to seek fun. There's always there's fun in everything that I do just by doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I never say, hey, if we do this, we're gonna have fun. Because guess what happens? You never do. You get there and it sucks. And so I think just again, it's I can find humor in everything. And even if it's just me in an internal, private, secret monologue walking around, some of the jokes work, some of them suck. But it keeps it light. And that doesn't mean that I'm not in the moment engaged, right? But it just, all the voices in my head are all me, right? So it's not one of those things. But yeah, there's a lot of dialogue that is sort of the soundtrack to everything that I do. So that is fun for me. That's literally fun.
Yeah. And I guess this will be, I'm gonna maybe if you have time just for one question from audience.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there hey, this would be something I'd like to have happen in the future, whether it be in projects, impact? Is there anything like that? Or again, is it more just, hey, you're rolling, and like, how do you make decisions about where things go next? Like what projects you're accepting? Is it fit into a larger, sort of vision for Charlie Sheen? Or just like project by, hey, that's cool, that's fun, like that. Like, how does that fit together or not?
Well, for the first time in a very long time, I'm reading material that's at a level I haven't had access to in forever. And I think what the doc did that really helped is it took everybody through the filmic journey and through all the archival, just to remind people that this thing didn't start out with comedic intent, and so that's been a really powerful and beneficial reminder to the folks I have to rely on to get work, right? What I'm hearing now is that people are excited about me returning to something dramatic, something intense, something. I've never played a detective, and people could say, "Oh, you did The Rookie." I'm like, no. That was, we were like two guys, we like stolen cars is what was our division. G rides, they call them. Me and Clint Eastwood, you know.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I've never played like a hardened, down on his luck detective who's who caught that either the case he could never solve or the one that's going to make or break or define his career. And those are the shows that I really lean into, that I'm a huge fan of. You know, so if something like that happens because of all of what's happening, then absolutely. I don't really believe in manifesting stuff. But I do believe in being aware of when the energy is moving in a specific direction.
Yeah.
And that's what I can feel is on the path.
Awesome. And this is definitely also not a manifesting space as well. Just like, I didn't say you said that, but to be clear, this is more like sports peak performance. So like business peak performance will be how like this room relates, like lawyers, accountants, financial service providers, real estate people. Yeah. So
I don't see you like chanting into crystals and all that shit.
Yes.
You know,
that's Bella Verita. Bella, are you here? Yeah. We had her rescued from. That's more of your coast that she used to have.
Yes.
So we put her like this way. Yeah. So how about, is there a favorite role? And I know words are particular, or is there something you just truly enjoy differently than everything else, or is it all kind of the same as all these beautiful, incredible things you've done? Is there a 1, 2, 3, or a couple at the top, or they're all kind of, they all are very meaningful to you? How about that?
You mean that I've done?
Yeah, your roles from the past.
Oh gosh, the stuff that I like, this just seems like from another lifetime. It seems so long ago. People ask me, well, what's your favorite movie? And I like to say, I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, let's hear for that. That's
awesome, man.
Yeah.
But as far as the stuff that exists, that I've been in, that like the most fun I've ever had on a film was The Three Musketeers.
Really?
Yeah.
I love The Three Musketeers, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. No, they sent us to Vienna. They overpaid everybody. They gave me 28 days off. And we would just drink all night and then throw on a tunic and storm the castle the next day. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, good times.
That is super fun.
The hardest job, the hardest film job was Platoon, hands down, but rewarding. The hardest job period I've ever had, and the most rewarding was writing that damn book.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't use a ghostwriter.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that would be completely inauthentic, and I felt like then it's not. Then you haven't written your book. You've just told the stories to someone you've known for an hour.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have. I don't have the language for it. Maybe you do, but there's a tone and a mechanism of delivery of the book I've never seen before.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you.
And do you have a phraseology for?
I don't know.
It's just like it was sheened. Like, how's that?
Yeah, I just tried to sheen it up. But I wanted to write how I think, and then I wanted to write in a rhythm that I like to read. Selfishly, I wanted to just have the audience, have the reader feel like they fell into something welcoming, comfortable. And I also wanted them to feel, and again, I'm not trying to tell you how to feel with the book. I said that about a half an hour ago. But just to create this vibe that you've not just opened a book, but you've stepped inside of a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
And it lands that way. Again, I'm pretty strong with language and description, but it really is a unique way,
Thank you.
I think, of seeing inside of your heart, your mind, your being.
Thank you.
You're describing. It truly is.
And there's some words that I couldn't find the existing words for things I needed to describe a certain way. So I just made some shit up, you know? But people read it and they say, well, yeah, of course, that needs to be a word. And I'm like, well, it kind of is now.
What level, if you believe and know this man is an absolute genius, say yes.
Oh, shucks. Come on now. Thank you.
And I don't say do I say what I do not mean? Yes, we do not. Like, that's a big part of our space. Like, we don't just ingratiate, but we acknowledge mastery.
Sure.
James Prudien, are you here? Okay, so James, his mom's in the hospital. And we're going to give him the one question we're going to have for you, please, from the audience. That's okay.
Of course.
I've known James for decades, chiropractor in Jersey, amazing man. His mom is really fighting for her life. She is an amazing, insane fan. So just the fact that James is asking you a question is like 10 out of 10. So James, what would your question be?
Hey, James, how are you?
Mr. Charlie Sheen.
And she, when I told her, threw a picture of the event,
Yeah, let's get a mic for James.
I showed her a picture of the event, and I always point to my friend Sean, who I've known for almost 30 years.
Right.
She goes, that's Charlie Sheen. And I said, yeah, Ma. She goes, you tell him that she has cancer. Her eyes. You tell him I've seen every one of his shows, not once, twice.
Wow.
And
Wow.
her name is Mary, and I've been a huge fan of your movies. And my question is for those of us who grew up undersized, shorter, bullied, thank you for Lucas.
Oh, right on.
I mean, Rudy gets all the credit, but that was just an amazing movie.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
And the
Thank
other
you.
thing that I just can't, many people don't know, is the first time I remember seeing you in a movie that was so impactful was sort of a cameo at the end of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Most people don't know you were in there. And I just got to tell you, you were awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Own that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My mother, Mary, says hello.
Oh, okay. Well, will you send a message back to Mary?
She wants a picture of me and you together, if that's okay.
Well, we're gonna get that in the room.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
easy. Okay.
Easy woman.
Yeah. Is she gonna recover? Is she gonna make it? Is she gonna, or do we still not know?
Most likely before Christmas.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend.
I'm sorry. All right. Well,
She's at a good place at home right now.
okay.
She's not in the hospital.
All right. Well, there you go.
Let's go.
There you go. How about that?
And she made that point when you said it, you choked me up, because that's what she said to the oncologist. I'm going home. Get me out of here. All 95 pounds of her.
Wow.
4'10" Armenian woman, and an amazing human.
That's wow. Okay. This is really powerful.
Yeah.
Can she? I mean, can she? Do you call her? Does she get on the phone?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then let's you and I get on the fucking phone with her. I mean, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So we'll do that.
Thank you, man.
We'll do that. Done.
Thank you.
Done. It's the least I could do.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And that's the power of identity and the heart of a man like Charlie Sheen. Thank you, Charlie. So, I know that you have people to see, places to go, and I know we have a moment for our certification partner and Elite that are going to have the privilege of seeing you for a moment in a little bit. And if I could ask this as just a final question, this is a room full of people that want to see their life grow, and they want to be involved in projects that matter for the rest of their life, and they want to feel that sense of purpose and fulfillment that we all want to feel. And what would you have as a message for them? And absolutely, in whatever way Charlie Sheen want to deliver it, that they could take away that would make their life a little better. Maybe it's access to humor, maybe it's having the special potion you have in your pocket for the end, but whatever it would be, as a message from you to them in a what we call a final from Charlie Sheen.
I mean, yeah, something I really wish that I had tapped into a lot sooner, and I do actually. I think I mentioned this in the book. Is just this idea of. And this is something you have to consciously like lean into, is try not to take things so personally. I'm telling you, that may not mean anything right now, but if you start to look back on a lot of situations that didn't turn out or didn't bring the result that you wanted, or however that manifests, that is like, I don't believe in regrets, but I do believe in learning from, a lot of the stuff we wish we could do over. And that's just, just looking back on things. It's the one question I ask myself: why did I take everything so freaking personally? And so I think there's value in that, and I think there's freedom in that. That's just the nugget that feels germane to today.
Amen. And if you think there's massive value in that for you, let's hear it. Mr. Charlie Sheen, it has been an honor and a privilege. I could not thank you enough for taking the trip here. I thank Darren Prince. One more hug. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you all very much.
May it all happen. If you know you've been in the presence of a master, on your feet. One more time, let's hear it for Charlie Sheen.
Thank you. Thank you.